is performing his pastimes. He is the most brilliant person. At a very young age, he started to teach, and he had many students. Everybody got to know about his brilliance. So, Navadvip at that time was the place of education. Those days in India, especially among the Brahmanas, the cultivation of knowledge was a very prevalent culture. The Brahmanas were meant to become absorbed in their studies. So, and they had another custom also at that time, that they used to go out and challenge other scholars. And in this way they used to establish their supremacy over all. And one such personality was Keshav Kashmir. His name was Keshavacharya, but because he was from Kashmir, he was known as Keshav from Kashmir, Keshav Kashmir. And he was the worshipper of Saraswati Devi, the goddess of learning. And he received the benediction from Saraswati that actually through him Saraswati would speak. The goddess of learning would speak through him. And naturally, nobody could defeat him, because it was Saraswati who was, whatever he spoke was actually the words of Saraswati. He had this benediction from Saraswati. So naturally, he defeated all the scholars from different parts of India, and he used to be a very opulent person also. And probably by defeating others, he was actually also gathering his wealth. So when he came to Navadvip, it is said that he came with horses and elephants and palanquins and millions of people following him, and people who are blowing trumpets, playing their flutes, beating in their drums, announcing his arrival. And so when the scholars of Navadvip heard that he was coming, they all became very worried, because Navadvip at that time was the place of learning. You know, it was considered to be one of the most exalted place of knowledge. So, and now if they become defeated by this scholar, then it will be a disgrace to Navadvip. So they were very concerned how to deal with that situation. And when the scholar came, they didn't want to come out and face him. They were hiding. They didn't come out of their house. Some even ran away from them. And Keshav Kashmiri, he defeated all the other places of learning all over India. So this was the last place. That if he could conquer Navadvip, then he would be recognized as the most exalted champion scholar of India. They used to get titles also, like Digvijay. Digvijay means one who conquered all directions. Sarvabhauma, the sovereign scholar of the entire country. Like they used to get titles like that. And so he would be recognized as the greatest scholar of India. Now we can also see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's divine arrangement. I'll come to that afterwards. And Krishna Kashmiri was waiting for them to come out and have a chat, have a discourse, discussion with him, and a kind of a duel, verbal duel, and he would defeat them and he would be recognized as the greatest scholar of India. But nobody came out, so he was waiting. So one full moon night, he was walking on the bank of the Ganges and he saw one young boy, and he was teaching a group of students. He became quite impressed seeing the beauty of the boy. Really attracted to him. He walked up to him and asked him, "Who are you? What are you doing?" So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, "My name is Nimai and I'm just teaching basic grammars to these." "Oh, so you are Nimai Pandit." Pandit means scholar. "So you are a great scholar, Nimai." Mahaprabhu very humbly responded, "Well, out of affection, you call me Pandit, but actually, there is nothing much about it." Very good. So he said, he challenged him. He said, "Look, I came across an exalted personality like you, and who I am to kind of contest with you. So rather let me take advantage of coming across. Let me hear something. What do you want to hear?" "Well, the Ganga is flowing. So can you please say something in glorification of Mother Ganges?" And so he immediately recited 100 verses within 1 hour. In less than a minute, he composed and recited a verse. This way, it took him about 40 seconds to recite. Like right there, he composed the verses and kept on reciting. Such a brilliant person. All the students there were awestruck. What a brilliance. And so then he asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, "So, how did you like it?" "Very good. I mean, what you have described is amazing. It's amazing. Like, only by the mercy of Saraswati can someone compose such verses in glorification of God." And then he said, "Okay, you want to understand the meaning? So what meaning do you want to understand?" He thought he ask something. This is the problem about this place. It seems that when you come here, the rain also comes. Can you hear me? Okay. There's the background music. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recited one verse in glorification of Ganga. It's one of the 100 verses that he composed and recited. And Mahaprabhu told him, can you please define the qualities of this verse, qualities in this verse, and the defects in this verse? So Keshav Kashmiri said, in my composition there is no defect. There is only quality. Mahaprabhu was silent. So he asked, so what are the qualities according to? First of all he said, what do you understand of poetry? You just teach grammar. Grammar is actually the basics of the language. You teach only grammar, you know only grammar. What do you know of poetry that you are asking about qualities? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied that in Navadvip there are many great scholars, and when they discuss about things, I get to hear, and that's how I got some knowledge about poetry. And then Keshav Kashmiri said, let's see what you... Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pointed out that in this particular verse, but before that he asked him, I have recited the verses like a storm, one after another, without any pause. How did you remember this verse? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, by whose benediction you have become the great poet. By his benediction, someone sometimes can be a Shruti Bhag, meaning one who remembers whatever he hears. By whose benediction you have become a Kobi Bar, the greatest of the poet. By that person's benediction one can also become a Shruti Bhag. And when Keshav Kashmiri challenged him in this way, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pointed out there are 5 defects and 5 qualities. And those are all complex grammatical or composition consideration. Like when you make a structure, in English also, like the subject must come first and then comes the predicate. So in Sanskrit also they have this kind of certain expression must come before then others. So he pointed out 2 defects in the composition. And like you can see, he pointed Mahattam Gangayam. The shlok goes like Mahattam Gangayam Shatatam Idama Bhati Nitaram Jadesha Shri Vishnu's Charana Utpatti Sukhaga Ditya Shri Lakshmi Riva Shura Naray Archita Charana Bhavani Bharturja Shirashi Vibhavati Adbhuta. The saying Ganga, Mahattam, the glory of Ganga, Satatam Idam Abhati, is constantly become manifest. The glory of Ganga is constantly, always being manifest. And it is coming from the lotus feet of Vishnu. And like the second goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi, She is worshipped by human beings and the demigods. And Lord Shiva, the husband of Bhavani, Umadevi, Parvati, is holding Ganga on his head. Bhavani Bhartuja Shivashi Vibhavati Adbhuta Guna. That's how wonderful this is. So he pointed out 5 such defects. Out of that one defect we can understand very easily, and that is called Viruddhamati. Viruddhamati means contradiction in the expression. The contradiction in expression. And the contradiction in expression was Lord Shiva has been described as the husband of Bhavani. Now the name Bhavani is coming from Bhava's wife. Bhava is Lord Shiva. Bhava's wife is Bhavani. Just as Indra's wife is Indrani. Narayan's wife is Narayani. So, Bhava's wife is Bhavani, and Bharta means husband. So, literally it means Lord Shiva's wife's husband. Bhavani Bhartu, Lord Shiva's wife's husband, as if Lord Shiva's wife has another husband. And in this way, when he pointed out this defect in his composition, Keshav Kashmiri was spellbound, stunned. No one ever defeated him in entire India. And now he has been defeated by this young boy. And the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so kind that when his students were rejoicing that he has been defeated, Mahaprabhu asked him what to do. And he started to glorify. He said, even in the great poets, there are some defects in their composition. You are undoubtedly one of the best. And he pointed out the qualities of his composition. He pointed out 5 different ornaments. And its real expression is ornaments or alankar. So, in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu now, see, he made Keshav Kashmiri defeat all the scholars of India. And now he defeated him. What did it imply? That he was the greatest scholar at a very young age. Then Keshav Kashmiri became very, very disheartened. He had the benediction from Saraswati. And he started to cry, praying to him that you made me Saraswati appeared to him and told him, Keshav, today your learning has achieved this success. The personality who defeated you is the Lord and Master of mind, the Supreme Personality. So in this way, then Keshav Kashmiri, recognizing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, went to him, fell at his feet, surrendered himself to him. In this way, Keshav Kashmiri achieved this perfection. What to do with this? Maybe we can just do some kirtan. Too much. Oh, everybody. Okay. Can you hear? Can everybody hear? Okay. Sounds like a hailstorm. Understand it with full conviction that the purpose of education is fixed at the lotus feet of Krishna. The purpose of education, Vidyar Fall, the purpose of education is to become fixed. Krishna Pada Padme Chitta Bhakti. Right? The consciousness becomes fixed at the lotus feet of Krishna. So why one should study? What is the purpose of study? What is the purpose of education? To become fixed at the lotus feet of Krishna. Our determination to hear. Okay, in the day we accept your challenge. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's father, Jagannath Mishra, left him father. In the Vedic society, that for the welfare of the departed soul, one goes to Gaya to offer kingdom to the departed father and the forefather. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided to go to Gaya to offer kingdom to his father and forefather. Can everybody hear? Yeah? Who's the last one? There is I also would like to describe why Gaya is so special. There was a demon called Gayasura. And Gayasura was a devotee of the Lord. Gayasura was a Vaishnava. So even a demon can become a Vaishnava. Just like Drakensburg, just like Bali Maharaj. Although demon by nature, but he is a devotee. So, Gayasura performed great austerities to please Vishnu. So Vishnu appeared to him and asked him, "What do you want?" So Gayasura said that I want to be more exalted than all the places of pilgrimage, all the tirthas. So he granted the benediction. Gayasura was even more pure than the places of pilgrimage, all the places of pilgrimage. And Gayasura became the Asuras. What do? They drive away the demigods and take over the heavenly planet, control the heavenly planet. So Gayasura did that. Now all the demigods approach Brahma, and Brahma said the only person who can actually do anything about it Vishnu told Brahma, you go and tell Gayasura that you want to perform a sacrifice. And since he is more sanctified than the place of pilgrimage, that you want to perform the sacrifice on him. So Brahma went and told him, Gayasura accepted. Yes, if I can be of any use to benefit others, yes, I will accept. So Brahma then started to perform a sacrifice sitting on Gayasura's body. And it's more, because it's more holy, it's even holier than all the holy places. But when Brahma was about to perform the final ritual of the sacrifice, Gayasura's body began to shake. So Brahma asked Vishnu, what shall I do now? His body is shaking. He said, tell all the demigods to sit on a stone on him. There's a story behind the stone also, that the stone actually there was a wife of great sage Marichi, and at one time Marichi was sleeping and his wife was taking care of him, serving him. At that time Brahma appeared there. So she went to receive Brahma. So Marichi, her husband, is also a great sage, became very upset, and so because it was a transgression of etiquette, so he cursed her that you become a stone. So she said, okay, if I become a stone, then let me become a stone which will be the most exalted of all holy places, and where all the demigods will reside. So now Vishnu said, place the stone on Gayasura's chest, over Gayasura's body, and let all the demigods sit there so that Gayasura cannot move. And even Vishnu came and sat on that stone. So that is why the Gaya is considered to be the greatest of all holy places. And the performance of sacrifice or Pindadan is considered to be the cause of deliverance to the departed forefathers. This place actually stretches for 6 crores, 12 miles. Out of that, 2 miles is the head of Gayasura, and remaining 10 miles is his body. All the places of sacrifices, like their different rituals are performed for the benefit of the departed forefathers. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he went, the pujaris of Gaya narrated this story to Chaitanya. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, with rapt attention, listened to that anecdote. And when he was listening to that, he was crying. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed the pinda of his father and forefathers. And then at that time, Ishwar Puri appeared there. Ishwar Puri was traveling. Now it's actually Mahaprabhu's divine arrangement. So he met Ishwar Puri. He was so happy to see Ishwar Puri. Because Ishwar Puri is a great devotee. Ishwar Puri is a personality who established pure devotional service, the system of pure devotional service, continuing from Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri was the seedling of that Bhakti Vriksha. And that started to develop. Next development was Ishwar Puri. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted initiation from Ishwar Puri. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually, Haribol. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided to cook for Ishwar Puri. So he invited Ishwar Puri. He himself cooked. Although many people were there with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chandrasekhar Acharya was there and others were there, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided to cook himself for Ishwar Puri. So then at noontime, Ishwar Puri came. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu served him prasad that he cooked. Ishwar Puri said, let the two of us sit together and honor this prasad. And Mahaprabhu said, no, please, you take it. And then he fed Ishwar Puri and then he took the remnants. And then he proposed that Ishwar Puri gives him initiation. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Why does he need to take initiation? But to establish the culture, just as if Krishna took initiation. When they come and perform their pastimes as human beings, through their acts, they establish the proper human culture of the human society. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took initiation from Ishwar Puri, and Ishwar Puri gave him the 10-syllable mantra. Actually, the Sanskrit word for that is not syllable, but the Sanskrit word is letter. It's 10 letter. But Prabhupada used the expression syllable because when you put it in English, it doesn't tally with the Sanskrit. Like, in English you get, say for example, in Sanskrit, Kri, K-R-I, Kri. In English it's 3 letters. But in Sanskrit it's one word, 1 letter. Kri, Ka, Ri together. There is called Yukta Akshar. The 2 or more letters become conjoined and then it is treated as 1 letter. Like Ka, Ri, Kri and Sha, Na. Sha is 1 letter, Na, but they become together as Shna. So Krishna, how many letters? 2 letters. But if you put it in English, what will happen? Krishna. Did you count? How many? 7 letters. So it will be confusing to tell them it's 16 names and 32 letters. When they would, in English, when they would see, they would say, well, where is 32? It's 75 letters. So, therefore, Prabhupada, instead of using the word letter, used the word syllable. Because the syllables are more like the way a word is pronounced. That is how. So anyway, so Dash Akshar, the mantra consisting of 10 letters. That is what he got from Ishwar. And after receiving initiation from Ishwar Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became so absorbed in Krishna consciousness that he lost all interest for his household. He didn't want to go to Navadvip. He wanted to go to Vrindavan. So when he expressed his desire that he wanted to go to Vrindavan, those who were traveling with him, they objected. He said, look, the people, your mother is waiting for you to return. She is feeling separation from you. You have your wife, you have all the residents of Navadvip. They all love you so much. Now if you go away, how will they feel? So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that they wouldn't let him go, one morning Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, without telling anybody, left. And he started to travel towards Vrindavan, calling out to Krishna. Krishna, where are you? In your separation, my heart is cracking. And saying that, thinking that Krishna will be in Vrindavan, he started to run towards Vrindavan. But then he heard one voice saying that this is not the time for you to go back to Navadvip, because you have many other things to do. So being instructed by this divine voice, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came back and he returned to Vrindavan. He returned to Navadvip. But although he returned to Navadvip, he was totally transformed. That great scholar, the arrogant personality, now has become totally transformed. He is always calling out to Krishna, as if in his separation he is feeling this intense pain. He was crying constantly. And many people thought that he became mad. Yes, it is a kind of madness, which is called divine madness. Divya Unmada. Divine madness. Transcendental madness. In love for Krishna, one becomes mad. And that's what happens to a devotee at a certain stage, at a very advanced stage. For example, what is madness? Like there is a region of sanity. When you can, sanity means you are able to deal with your surrounding. Right? Sanity is the ability to deal with your surrounding. Now when one goes off in his head, then he can't deal with his surrounding. So that is called madness. But there is another state. That is when one transcends the material plane, the surrounding reality, and becomes situated in the transcendental realm. Then he doesn't deal with this, he cannot deal with this world, because he is so absorbed in that reality. Therefore, that appears to be like madness. Same point, inability to deal with the surrounding. So that is what happens to a devotee. Like when it transcends the material plane and becomes situated in the spiritual platform, pure spiritual. And that is called transcendental madness. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started to display that kind of madness. Like he was always calling out, Krishna, Krishna, where are you? And one day, when he was crying like that, Gadadhar Pandit, he was an associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was younger than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But he was always with Chaitanya. He was a constant companion of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So at that state, when Mahaprabhu was in that kind of state of feeling intense separation from Krishna and always crying out, crying for Krishna. One day, Gadadhar told him, Nimai, why are you crying for him? He's there in your heart. Krishna is in your heart. Why are you crying like that for him? But when he said that, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became even more difficult. So when he said he's in your heart, now he was trying to open up his chest to see Krishna in his heart. So Gadadhar saw that and he saw a very critical condition. So Gadadhar told, he is there, he has gone somewhere, he will be coming back soon. So then Nimai became pacified. Sachimata saw that and she told, this Gadadhar, although he is so young, but he is so intelligent. He is the one who can actually take care of Nimai in this condition. So at that time he suggested to Gadadhar that you always stay with him. You always stay with him. So that's why we've been instructed by Sachimata. Gadadhar Pandit was always with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in such ecstasy. Students came to learn from him. And he was teaching them everything based on Krishna. Through everything, he was pointing out Krishna. So the students got perplexed. What's happening? All the time, just Krishna, 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 Krishna. like grammar, all the aspects of grammar. And that's what actually Jiva Goswami did. He did his grammar based on Krishna. But the students wouldn't understand and they complained to Gangadas Pandit that what kind of teach, what is happening? We are not understanding anything. So this is how people started to misunderstand Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at that time. And it was at that time that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also started his Sankirtan. It all started one day. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu invited some of his devotees, some of his associates to his house. And sitting down, they started to chant the holy name. So the Sankirtan actually started in that way, in the house of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then it went to Shivash Thakur's house. Shivash Thakur was a great devotee. There were 4 brothers, all 4 brothers were great devotees, and they were always chanting. We can see that these personalities had such attachment to the holy name that even before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started his Sankirtan, they all were absorbed in Sankirtan. And Shivash Thakur used to sing through the night with his brothers, and now others also started to come and join the congregational chanting. Now mind you, at night everybody wants to sleep. And they are chanting the whole night. So people couldn't sleep. They were completely upset. What's happening? And mind you, they all were Brahmins. But those Brahmanas, because they didn't receive the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they couldn't understand the importance and glory of congregational chanting. They started to think that this is not a Vedic culture. The name of the Lord, the mantra, must be chanted silently. And look what they're doing. They're chanting loudly. And mind you, at that time, India was under the Muslim domination. Practically, whole of North India was under Muslim rule. Bengal especially was under Muslim rule. And so, these people, these offenders, these atheistic Brahmins, they started to spread a rumor that the Muslim king has been informed. He got to know that how these people are practicing this Hindu culture, and the king has become so upset that he is sending his soldiers. And what they would do, they would not only plunder them, they will torture them in an inconceivable brutality. And they would kill them, they would molest their women. So everybody became very, very afraid. And the whole of Navadvip became very, very afraid. And Shivash Thakur also became very afraid, and he thought that maybe he should stop chanting, because the Muslim king will become very upset, or has become very upset. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard that. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at that time told Shivash something very nice thing. He said, look, everything happens due to my divine arrangement. It is, if this Muslim king has to come, he will do it only by being inspired by me. I am the one who causes the inspiration in the hearts of the living entities to act. And anyway, if the king comes, then I'll make all his soldiers chant the holy name. I'll make the king chant the holy name. I will show the king that not only the human beings, even his elephants, even his horses, even his animals will start chanting the holy name. And in order to demonstrate the fact of his statement, the truth behind his statement, at that time Shivash Thakur's niece was there. She was only 4 years old. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, her name was Narayani. Narayani was the mother of Vrindavan Das Thakur, who wrote Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the incarnation of Vasudeva. So Narayani was just 4 years old, And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Narayani, Narayani chant the holy name. And this 4-year-old started to chant the holy name. And she started to demonstrate ecstasy of chanting. Tears were flowing from her eyes. Hairs were standing on end in her body. And she was shivering, she was trembling. So all the ecstatic symptoms started to become manifest. So this is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated that when you chant the holy name of the Lord, there is nothing to be afraid of. I will give you all protection. So this is how Shiva Thakur and other devotees got the inspiration, and they started to say that yes, when we know, Shiva Thakur actually said a very nice thing at that time. He said, the personality whom fear himself is afraid of. The fear himself is afraid of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Jad vibheti swayam bhayam. The Supreme, the bhay, fear personified, is afraid of this person. So Shiva Thakur said, when that personality is in my house, why should I be afraid? So from this we also must learn one lesson. When we are chanting the holy name, there is nothing to be afraid. The situation may be extremely frightening, but there is nothing to be afraid. Because the Lord is there. And He will take care, He will protect everything. So this is how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by showing that just he said Narayani, you chant. And what happened to Narayani, everybody saw. And prior to that, Mahaprabhu said that if I want, I can make even the animals display the ecstasy of chanting. And which he did. When after taking sannyas, when he was going to Vrindavan through the forest of Jharkhand, he met animals there, chant the holy name of the Lord and dance in ecstasy. Can the Supreme Personality of Godhead do that? Sure he can. Then one day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Shiva Thakur's house. And he went to his altar. He picked up the Saligram Shila on the altar and placed him on his lap, and he sat on the altar. And this is how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu displayed to his devotees that he was, or rather he is, the Supreme Personality. And then the devotees brought water from the Ganges in water pots, in kalash, and bathed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. After bathing him, that was the Abhishek. After the Abhishek, they dressed him in the finest of clothes. Then they worshipped him. Prior to offering the worship, they offered him, fed him, and just as the way the Supreme Personality of Godhead is. First we do the Abhishek, then we do the Shringar, and then we offer the bhoga, and then we worship. In the evening that we sing the evening arati, Kiva Jayo Jayo, Gora Chandir Arati Kasova, is actually the description of this Mahaprakash. This is God. That is the Mahaprakash Leela Chaitanya. Dakkhine Nitai Chand, Bame Gadadhara, Nikate Advaita Srini, Vashu Chatra. So, then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started to tell different things that happened to different devotees. He told Srivash Thakur, Srivash, do you know? Do you remember? No, do you remember that once you went to listen to Bhagavatam, recitation or description of Srimad Bhagavatam from Devananda Pandit, who was a great Bhagavat orator. And while listening to him, his recitation of Srimad Bhagavatam and elaboration of Srimad Bhagavatam, you felt so ecstatic that you fainted. But his students thought that you are a disturbance. They carried you, although you are unconscious, they carried you out of the house and took you onto the outside of the house. And because Devananda did not stop his students, he committed a great offense. Although it is considered to be, he is considered to be a great exponent of Srimad Bhagavatam, from that time, due to his offense, he lost all his ability to recite Bhagavatam. Then he called Gangadash Pandit, his teacher. Do you remember long time back, you received the news that the Muslims were coming to convert you. And upon receiving that news, you ran away. Because there was no way of knowing what they would have done to you if you didn't convert. I mean, they would be inconceivable brutality displayed. Like, I don't want to go to a description, just to give an idea, like finally what they would do if they didn't convert, after different types of torture, like molesting their lady members of the family in front of them, beating him mercilessly. And finally, if he didn't submit, they would skin him alive. Actually, Muslim brutality in India is really horrendous. That actually reminds me, like, if you go to, did any one of you go to Amritsar? Okay. In Amritsar there is a Gurdwara, Golden Temple. That's the center of the Sikh culture. The Sikhs were fighting against the Muslims. And what happened? There are 5 museums there that describes what actually happened. What kind of brutality? What happened not only, but one aspect of that shows the brutality that was executed. There was one very big warrior, Sikh warrior. Just to give one example. His name was Banda Bahadur. And the Muslims caught him. And they hung him upside down in a tree and started to skin him from his foot downwards. These are all portrayed in paintings there. And the Sikhs were fighting to protect the Brahminical culture. The Brahmins were brutally tortured. And the Sikhs were giving them the protection. And that's why they're fighting actually. Anyway, so this is how, how they were subjected to all kinds of torture and converted eventually. So Gangadhar Pandit, upon receiving the news, he just ran with his family members. Came to the Ganges. It was already night time. And he thought that he would cross the river, but there was no boat there. And of not getting him in the house, they would automatically come to the river bank. So they would catch him. So, but then when he was in such a terrible anxiety, then he saw a boat in the middle of the river. So he called the boatman, please come. Please take us across. It happened long time before the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reminded him of that incident and he told him, now do you know who that boatman was? So, then he told Haridas Thakur, Haridas, do you remember the Muslim Nawab was very upset with you because being a Muslim, you are following the Hindu culture. They arrested you, took you to the king's court, and the king pleaded with you that why are you following the Hindu culture? And your response was, so many Hindus are becoming Muslims. So if one Muslim follows the Hindu culture, what is the big deal? But they would not listen to you. The Qazi actually pleaded with you that you got such an exalted birth. So take advantage of this Muslim birth. So give up this practice of yours, chanting the holy name. Chanting the holy name of their God, chanting the name of their God. So at that time, what was your response? Even if my body is cut to pieces, even if my life here leaves my body, still I won't be able to give up chanting of the holy name. Khanda khanda hoy deho. Deho means the body. If the body is cut to pieces, jai jyoti pran, if the life here even lives the body. Tobutana charibo vadame Krishna. I won't be able to give up chanting the holy name of God. So then the Nawab said, oh, let us see how true are your words. And he said, he called his executioners, those who are expert in killing people. And he gave them the order. Take him to 22 marketplaces and beat him to death. in order to show people what happens when a Muslim gives up his own culture and follows other culture. So they took you and started to beat. But true to your words, you didn't stop chanting. The people were so worried, like people, those who gathered there, they are pleading to this executioner. Please let him go. We'll give you the money. We'll give you this. Please let him go. Please don't beat him like this. But you are totally unperturbed. You just kept on chanting the name of the Lord. Then these people, these executioners, jallads, they became worried. They recognized that you are an exalted spiritual personality. They fell at your feet and said that if we cannot kill you and go back, then the king will kill us. So please tell us what to do. So then Haridas Thakur said, oh, that's the thing. I'll die. So Haridas Thakur just laid down on the ground. There was no sign of life in his body. And they wanted to lift his body and carry him to the king. They couldn't lift. Not only few of them that were actually beating him. They got other people, they made all kinds of effort, couldn't lift him. Then again they started to cry. We can't lift you, we can't carry you. How will you prove to the king that you are dead? Then his body became light. Then they carried his body to the Muslim king, Nawab. And so Nawab said that he is an offender. He should not get the touch of the soil. The Muslims bury the touch of earth. They feel that the touch of earth is going to sanctify. You ordered, throw him in the river. So they threw your body in the river, and this body came floating to Shantipur. And there you came out of the river, and you started to chant the holy name. And Advaita Acharya, who was in such great anxiety hearing that news, that the king has ordered to kill you, he came out and embraced you. So that happened long time back. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reminded him. So in this way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated that how he knew everything that happened to different persons. And then finally, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Haridas, Haridas, when they were beating you like that, I was about to call my chakra. And the chakra would have wiped out all the javanas. But because you were wishing them well, that's why my chakra became ineffective. So at that time, I took the beating on my back. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu displayed the beating, mark of beating on his back. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu narrated this incident of Haridas Thakur. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called Sridhar. Sridhar was a very poor person. But although he was very poor, but he was a great devotee of the Lord. And he was a man of his words. He used to maintain himself just by selling banana leaves and banana skins, making katoris out of banana. And sometimes there would be some pumpkin or some other fruits, vegetables growing. So he would bring that to the market and he would sell. And whatever he would get from selling, with half the money, he would worship Ganga. And with the remaining half, he would maintain himself. And he was a man of words. Like he would tell the price. Somebody would ask, what's the price of this? He would just name the price. And if anybody would bargain, in India it's a common culture to bargain. So he would say, look, go somewhere else. Whatever I say the price is, that is it. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was a little boy, he used to have some great encounters with Sridhar. So he would ask, Sridhar, what's the price of this one? The price of this one is 4 paisa. 4 paisa, that's too much. 2 paisa. Look, I'm a man of word. Whatever I say, either you pay that or get lost. Get lost, okay. I don't pay anything. So he would pick up the pumpkin, lauki kalabash. And then Sridhar would hold the other end of the calabash and they would start pulling. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would tell him, Sridhar, I know you have a lot of money. You are hiding all your wealth. Others, you may be able to hide from others, but you can't hide from me. And this is how Mahaprabhu used to have his childish encounters with Sridhar. And he, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, knew the real wealth of Sridhar. What was the wealth? The wealth of his devotion. So Mahaprabhu, Sridhar used to live at the end of the town. So they asked, how will you recognize him? So you go to the end of the town and you will hear somebody chanting the holy name. So bring him here. So they went and they found Sridhar and they brought Sridhar to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reminded him, Sridhar, do you remember all those days? Now you please ask anything that you want from him. Anything you can ask. The 8 Yoga Siddhi, position of Indra, position of Brahma, ask for anything. But Sridhar's reply was, you have tried to deceive me enough. Please don't try this trick anymore. And he said that all I want, let the boy who used to fight with me over a piece of vegetable and he used to try to snatch it away from me and I wouldn't give it to him, let that boy become the Lord and Master of my heart, life after life. That's all I want. So this is how a devotee feels. Apparently he is poverty-stricken. Yet, when the Lord wants to give him all the wealth of this world and also of the spiritual world, he doesn't want that. All he wants is to be the humble servant of the Lord and preserve his relationship with the Lord in the depth of So in this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated his Mahaprakash, his revelation of his identity as the Supreme Personality of Godhead to his devotee. Hare Krishna, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So, should I ask any question? Anyway, it's already past 7 o'clock. So, if anybody has any question, keep it for the next session. So, is this timing all right? In the morning, 7:30 to 8:30. At noon, 11 to 1. And in the evening, 5:30 to 7. Hare Krishna, Gaur Premanande, Srila Prabhupada.